I don't got a lot of news. Well, it looked like I got a lot of news by the tabs. But when I get to talking, I think I'm gonna run through these topics pretty fast. So it looks like we got a lot of news, but we really don't. First piece of news though, the Nintendo Ninjas are at it a freaking again. We're gonna read this article and we're gonna go through it and see if this time the Nintendo Ninjas were in the right or if they were in the wrong. Throwing a pause and dropping bombs on this person, and it didn't even go. All right. 12,000 fake Nintendo and Sega consoles to be destroyed in major retro gaming bust. The counterfeit systems housed pirate games like Street Fighter and Super Mario Bros. An alleged vintage game trafficking ring. The fuck? It's illegal to sell games now? This is trafficking games. An alleged vintage gaming traffic ring was reportedly busted up in Italy. Authorities say 12,000 counterfeit copies of Atari 6. This is fucking crazy. Because, like, if y'all can't tell, by Ethan Gatch, published 7 hours ago. So this isn't an old article. This isn't an article from 100 years ago. This is a recent article. This was posted today about something that probably happened in the last 2-3 days. Keep that in mind. Niggas, like, how do you... My question is, how do you benefit off of counterfeiting Atari games? Because people who want to buy retro games are usually, like, more informed consumers. Meaning, they deal with Atari and, like, Sega cartridges and stuff like that so much. I feel like it would be easy for them to tell, like, hey, wait a minute, this cartridge don't weigh the same weight the right weight as like a real cartridge, or they'll look at it and be like, yo, the color on this cartridge is a little bit off. Like, I feel like they would just be able to detect that something is wrong easier than, like, if you were selling, I don't know, bootleg copies of modern day games. Like, if you were putting this stuff on DVDs instead of Blu-rays. Like, most people, like, just visually looking at, like, I'm gonna hold up the back of 2 different discs, right? And I want you to tell me, because there is a clear difference. Is this camera clear enough? Okay, yeah, it is clear enough. I want you to tell me which one of these is a disc and which one of these is a Blu-ray. Now, I'm looking at the preview, and even though the preview is small, like for my stream and all that, it's real easy to tell. Okay? Okay? Now, your guesses are in. Your guesses are in. Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc. The difference between a Blu-ray and a disc is a Blu-ray is more thick and a disc is more thin. That's why it's easier to see through and it's more reflective. Well, actually, is this a disc or a DVD? Oh, I'm bugging. This is a DVD. But still, DVD, digital video disc, same thing. Same thing. But my point is, when people say discs, they're talking about DVDs and CDs. Somebody who's not used to dealing with that, if you sold them a fake game and you sold them a CD with just the art printed on it, they might not be able to tell. But just like how I'm able to tell the difference between a Blu-ray and a disc by looking at the back of it without looking at the art and looking for the Blu-ray sticker, somebody who deals with those old school cartridges, I would imagine they would be really good at telling the difference between real ones and fake ones. So I don't know what the scam you're trying to run here. Like, I don't see the vision, gang. I really don't. Around 12,000 consoles on which more than 47 million pirated video games were illegally stored were seized for an estimated value of more than 50 million. Over 50 million in bootleg counterfeits. What the fuck? Like, what were you gonna do? Go to GameStop and trade it in? Nigga, you were gonna lose money trading it in to GameStop. Like, I really want to know, what was the play here? Like, what was the move? How are you gonna benefit? What did you gain from this situation? Like, let's say in theory that their plan went right. What the hell were you going to gain? Like, they basically brought $1 million worth of product to make 100,000 back. Like, what? Like, how did you win in this scenario? Where in this scenario were you going to win? Like, if you pulled this scenario off perfectly, you still weren't going to get a W. You still were going to take an L. Yo, this is baffling me. The fake retro consoles, meanwhile, were manufactured in China and sold online and in stores, and apparently ran afoul of EU technical and safety standards. So not only were they fake, they were likely to blow up. So if you went to go buy a retro console and you said, hey, before I buy this console and walk out the store, because people who buy used consoles, back me up on this one in the comments. People who've bought used consoles before, the first thing you do before you leave the store is you tell them, hey, plug the console up, put a game in, go to some gameplay, and let me see and make sure that the game works. Anybody, I don't personally buy used consoles, but I know how the process goes, right? So when you buy a used console, the first thing you do is you say, hey, plug up this console to the wall outlet, plug it into the TV, let me make sure everything works. Cause like, you'd be goddamned to go to the store and buy a console just to bring it home, and you go to boot up Tekken, because Tekken's been on a lot of different consoles. You go home and you want to, actually, better example, you go home, you want to boot up Street Fighter, you press play on a match and your whole house is in flames, and you was trying to throw a fireball, but you turned your whole house into a fireball. Like, that would be crazy. So you tell them to plug it up there. If the console was counterfeit, when they went to plug it in to like quality check, because that's another thing. If you ever trade in your console, one of the first things the employees do is they plug in your console. I don't want this as background instrumental. They plug in your console to make sure it works. Damn, 2 bad instrumentals in a row. They plug in your console to make sure that it works, because they don't want to buy a console that don't work, because then they got to repair it or whatever. And even if it is a store that doesn't mind buying broken consoles, they still going to test it so they know what's broken, so they know if it's worth taking time out to fix it. I say all that yappage to say, when you take the console in the store and they test it, what you gonna say to them when you plug it in and the right menu don't pop up? What you gonna say to them when they plug in a console and they go to put the cartridge in and they notice the cartridge slot is just cosmetic? They're gonna be like, nigga, there was no such thing as an NES digital. Where's the cartridge slot? Wait, yo, bro, take this back. So like there's so many cracks and holes in his plan. Like, this is assuming you didn't get caught like you did. Where was the play? Where was the play, bro? Whatever. And charge them with trading in counterfeit goods. It certainly sounds like these counterfeit consoles were your run-of-the-mill emulation devices running stolen ROMs. Okay, so that makes it even worse, because that's what I figured it was. So even if you do get it to market somehow, whether you sell it secondhand at GameStop or you drop ship it, even if you do get it to market, you're gonna get sued for all the money you have because of copyright. Because the Nintendo ninjas, them niggas don't play. Sega, they'll let you play with your IP. With their IP. Well, I mean, Sega should let you play with your PP. It's yours. But Sega will let you play with their IP, and they'll leave you alone. They'll look at it as free promotion. As long as you don't try and put a price tag on it or microtransaction it without them having their hands in the money pot, Sega pretty much don't care. Atari, I don't even know if that company exists for real. Nintendo, shit. Nigga, you breathe and it sounds like the word Nintendo. The Nintendo Yakuza, the Nintendo Shinobi, the Nintendo Ninjas is over there with a sword to your throat. Like, what? What? Breathe out again? Breathe out again? Oh, alright, I thought so. Better not be breathing the word Nintendo without paying us. So it's like, bro, I'm really genuinely trying to figure out what the hell was the play. What was the play? The type you see pop up at mall kiosks around the holidays, just potentially in plastic housings that replicated the look of originals. So yeah, those are joints where they put retro arc on it and they put a Raspberry Pi inside and call it a day. The look of the originals, while the market for vintage games has blown up in recent years, depends on what your definition of vintage is, because by that definition, PS4s are 10 years old, and technology time and that is extremely vintage, and it's aging like shit. Anyway, just potentially in plastic housings that replicated the look blown up in recent years. Retro emulation devices on which to play your favorite childhood games on largely remain pretty cheap. That's not the case, because those fucking things that you are buying are trash. Oh, that's a whole different article. All right, it's unclear if blah blah blah's financial police have a whole special investigation unit for fighting retro gaming piracy. Which, I mean, honestly, if you're not offering anything of value in your retro emulation device, I think you should be like taken off the market for the protection of the consumer, because a lot of these retro devices are pieces of shit that don't even emulate 20-plus-year-old games properly. Like this game was made in the 40s. I mean, in the 40s. No game consoles existed back then. This game was made 40 years ago, and you telling me your $20 device can't emulate it properly when everybody got at least 1, 2. I personally have 3 phones that they could emulate this stuff on. Everybody got a computer or a PlayStation/Xbox that they could jailbreak. Steam Deck, they don't even have to jailbreak it. They could just download the ROMs. If they're a Nintendo fan, a lot of those popular games are on Nintendo Switch Online, so they could just go use that service and get like the same value but better than your shitty console. What's the play? Because you're not offering any value, so who the fuck was gonna buy this? Because if you do buy it and you get finessed, just return it back to Amazon or whatever. Because I don't know anybody that goes directly on AliExpress to buy anything. So all of this stuff is getting drop shipped through Amazon and stuff like that. And Amazon has a pretty generous return policy. So it's like, dog, what the fuck? Like really, what is a play? How do you benefit in this scenario, bro? How do you benefit in this scenario? But with that being said, while it summarizes this up, playable ghouls in Fallout 5 would have one big implication for its protagonist. I, as a person who is a fan of Fallout lore, let me repeat that. I am a big fan of Fallout lore, not so much Fallout gameplay. Me, as a person who's a big fan of Fallout lore, I would love to have a game where the main character / protagonist is a ghoul, because there's a lot of things about ghoul stories that's interesting, that's never that the writers never had real incentive to go into. Like, yeah, there's things like Necropolis here and there. There's stuff like in the TV show, they have Cooper the Ghoul and that I forgot what his name, but the Brotherhood is Steel member that was bullying the Max, the black guy. When he got the suit, he took the power core out of his back. When that dude puffed the medicine and turned into a ghoul to fix his foot, it would be interesting to go to learn more about being a ghoul, because ghouls live a crazy long time, but they can't reproduce. There's a lot of interesting things you could do with something such as that. There's a very long timeline you could play with when it comes to things like that. So I would really love to see this, but let's read on and see what they're talking about. Here's a summary based on the implications of having a playable ghoul protagonist in Fallout 5, derived from the information available up to September blah 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 blah. Today, radiation immunity. Playing as a ghoul would introduce gameplay mechanics where radiation. Oh, that's true, because for those of you who don't know, all that nuclear radiation that's in the wasteland, ghouls don't have to worry about it. That's why spoilers if you didn't watch the Fallout show, that's why if you watch the Fallout show, when Lucy was about to drink that bucket of water and she was starving and dehydrated from being dragged around by Cooper the Ghoul and those BDSM bondage chains, that's why before she scanned the water, her joint was going off making that noise, and she drank the water anyway, and that's how she got radiation poisoning. That and her eating a ghoul. So stuff like not having to worry about your rad level, it would take a little bit away from the RPG elements of the game, but it would make sense and be explained in canon, so I'll allow it. I don't know, Fallout fans, especially those play Fallout New Vegas, and even worse, play Fallout 1 and 2. Fallout fans might bitch about it, but people because when it comes to fandoms of anything, there's people who know one of your products. So for example, somebody who might have only played Fallout 1, somebody who might have only played Fallout 4, somebody who might have only played 76, right? That's the greater community. Or somebody who, whatever game is the latest, let's say Fallout 5, this is their first Fallout. They don't know nothing about the other Fallout, so they're just judging this game off of what it is. There's that part of your fandom. Then there's a ring inside of that. That's where I land. People who are light fans of Fallout. I haven't played every Fallout backwards and forwards, beaten it 10 times, read every lore note, and I know every theory and everything that happened in the development cycle of Fallout. I'm not that deep of a fan, but I know the general information about each Fallout game. Fallout 1, you had to go get the water chip to fix your bunker. You come back to your bunker with whether you do or don't have the water chip. You find out everybody dead. You start spinning looking for revenge, right? That's the plot of Fallout 1. Plot of Fallout 2 is we need a Garden of Eden kit GEC to make sure that everybody in the village can eat, because all of our technology and stuff like that is fucked over, and our great grandfather was a protagonist from the first game. Fallout 3, my daddy left the vault and I'm going to find out where he's at, which is technically the same plot as the Fallout TV show, but I digress. Fallout 4, I went into a vault that I was told was going to be a vault where I get to chill out down here safely and wait out the nuclear holocaust and nuclear fallout. I wake up 100 years later to somebody stealing my child. I get frozen. I wake up like another 60 or so years later. My son old as hell, running this scientific community that's creating synthetic humans. Fallout 76 takes place before all the other Fallouts. You open up the vault and everybody just has a regular old time. This is one of the gold vaults for the rich people that opened up, and it's just reclamation day. This wasn't an experiment vault. This was a control vault, right? So as someone who understands the lore of Fallout, but I'm not one of those play Fallout New Vegas. Oh wait, I forgot New Vegas. You was a mail boy and you got shot in the ass for your package, and you was spinning to look for the person who shot you in the ass, and then there's some story after that, but there's so many different versions of the story after that. Doesn't really make sense for me to tell you an ending because there's like 20 more. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. There's that ring where I'm a little bit nerdy about Fallout, but I'm not like the core person where anything Fallout, anything Bethesda gives us that has a Fallout name slapped on it, I'm a slurp it up and eat it up the first opportunity, the first chance I get, right? That being said, for me, it would be interesting. For that middle core demographic, not so much, but for my demographic and up, gameplay wise, that could be interesting, because having to worry about your radiation levels is annoying. They could introduce something else to kind of replace that, but I don't know. Or even if they made it a class in Fallout 76, that could be interesting, but not as interesting as them being a whole protagonist of their own game. Could be beneficial or neutral, changing how players interact with highly irradiated zones like the glowing sea. That's a factual statement. Altered social dynamics. Ghouls face prejudice in the Fallout universe. A ghoul protagonist would experience unique interactions, potentially facing hostility from groups like the Brotherhood of Steel, or needing to hide their ghoul nature in certain social settings. That is a factual statement, because like and now that I think about it, I haven't played New Vegas, but in Fallout 3 and in Fallout 4, Fallout 1 and 2 are kind of up in the air. The environment treats you more or less how you treat it. But in Fallout 3 and in Fallout 4, everybody pretty much sucks your cock and treats you as a hero unless you specifically go out of your way to piss them off. Like everybody just treats you like a hero, and everybody's just a dick rider. Like, save me, save me, save me. If you weren't here, we don't know what we would do. We can't do anything. That's basically how everybody acts towards you in Fallout 3 and 4. New Vegas, I'm not really sure, but 3 and 4 for sure. That's how everybody acts. In Fallout 76, nobody cares. You're just another person. So it would be interesting to play a character that everybody off rip specifically wants to spit on and call slurs. I think that would be interesting. Altered social dynamic. Narrative depth. The backstory of a ghoul could spawn pre-war times, which they did explore with Cooper the Ghoul inside of the Fallout TV show, offering a narrative rich with history and personal loss, providing a fresh perspective on a Fallout universe's lore. That's a fact, because, and part of it was just the nature of how the game was made, but a lot of the Fallout stories are pretty much you were knocked out and you woke up and it is what it is, or you don't have any knowledge of anything that happens before, or any knowledge you do have is minimal and meaningless, because whether it's you're a kid, you just woke up, you was in a vault all your life, so pretty much you just lived a good life, and everything that happens before the vault, your character basically doesn't know, and they're trying to figure it out, and you explore that and find that out through talking to people in the world. It would be interesting to have a first person perspective of somebody who say like, yeah, I was dead before the bombs dropped. Before the bombs dropped, I was dead, and I was unfortunate enough to be poor and or out of the loop, because information doesn't travel the same in like the 70s and all that. But I was unfortunate enough to be poor or out of the loop when it comes to all that technology advancement stuff, so I didn't know nothing about the vaults, or I couldn't afford to go into the vaults. So that a story told from that perspective would be interesting to me. As long as they don't go and fuck up the VAT system again. Please don't make the next Fallout Live service. Universe's laws. Gameplay mechanics. New traits or perks might be introduced for ghouls. Facts. Like resistance to radiation. Ooh, like you can up your resistance. Different social interactions, or even unique combat abilities, possibly including the use of radiation as a healing mechanism. Oh, that will be fire. Because for those of you who don't know, ghouls can ghouls are superhuman when it comes to a lot of things, such as their ability to heal, because ghouls can like fast track their body's ability to heal, like on some Wolverine type shit, basically. Innovation in character creation. Allowing players to choose a ghoul character would expand character creation options, aligning with fan desires for more diverse playable races, potentially influencing game balance and story elements significantly. That would be fire if like you're playing as a ghoul, and since like a ghoul could regenerate or retach their limbs, let's say you're in a battle and somebody shoot at your hand, boom, they shoot your hand off. Now you gotta actually go and manually pick up your hand and put it back on your wrist. That could be a cool mechanic. It could be annoying if not implemented properly, but that would be a cool mechanic. Like if you get your arm shot off and like you gotta actually wait, let's say a day of in-game time to be able to use any two-handed weapons because you only got one arm. Like that right there, that would be a cool mechanic. Overall, if everything it pulled from this article is like accurate, I think that would be cool. I said I wasn't gonna yap much about these fucking articles, then I go on a long ass speech about fucking ghouls and Fallout. What time does Call of Duty unlock on the moon? Is this article short? Yeah. Scientists are trying to find out. Now this article, I don't know what I'm finna read. I don't know what I'm in store for. I just wanted to pull it up and see what it's about. What time zone is it on the moon? Actually, you know what? I read 2 sentences and I realized I don't have to read any. I also have to plug up my phone. But I read 2 sentences and realized I don't have to read any oh my God. I don't have to read any sentences if I don't want to. GameSpot, boom. Let me plug up my mobile communications device that I use as a TikTok stream viewer. And boom. All right, boom. Here's an answer to the information available up to September today. Unlock time mystery. Science and gamers are curious about when Call of Duty might unlock on the moon, reflecting a playful yet speculative interest in combining video game culture with space exploration. Bro, imagine there's somebody in this. Bro, if you're in the space station, I would hope you're not worried about when the fuck Call of Duty unlocks. Cause like my better question is like everything going out in the space is a bit delayed, right? It's not 1-to-1 time. So like, how the hell are you even keeping up to date to where you know a new Call of Duty is coming out? Cause like I would imagine, I don't know, bro. I don't know that. Why does it matter? Public events and new features. Season 5 of Call of Duty. If you're on the moon playing Warzone, I'm not gonna lie, get the fuck off the servers and go study Iraq, my nigga. What are you doing? The country is taking millions and billions of tax dollars for you to go into space. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy a little bit of Call of Duty in your wartime, in your wartime, and your spare time, but my nigga, you should not be trying to play Warzone on the fucking moon. Hell no. First off, that fucking ping is gonna be awful. Second off, nigga, study Iraq. What are you doing? Season 5 of Call of Duty Warzone introduced new public events like bounty contests and recall and flyover, alongside new gameplay features such as the redeploy and drone feed and blah blah blah. Moon expert. The topic humorously merges real world. Did they not say that twice? Video game culture discussing the challenge of lunar landings alongside game updates. Yeah, like I said, your ping, it takes a long time for any type of signal at all to get over there. And on top of that, when it does, it's delayed. So, like, you, before going into space, as an astronaut or as a scientist going into space, I'm not saying you gotta be a goddamn game developer, but you should know that the signal ain't gonna be one-to-one, bro. You should know that it's gonna take a long time for information to go out there. If you do take any games up there, you should take games that are gonna take forever to complete. Like, you should be taking a Baldur's Gate 3 on your Steam Deck up there, because like nothing else is worth playing in that damn moon vault, because everything else is gonna end way too fast. The query reflects community engagement where gamers discuss and speculate on game mechanics like unlock times in fantastical scenarios like on the moon. Okay, you're just repeating yourself. This entrance highlights how video games like Call of Duty have become part of broader cultural blah blah blah. Okay, so this is more so like a comedy article. All right, I thought there was gonna be a little more meat on the bones. My fault. Speaking about meat for your mouth, specifically speaking about the type of meat you should let your little kids shove in their mouth, Logan Paul and KSI partner with Mr. Beast for a new Lunchables competitor featuring Prime and Feastables. Now, your first reaction might be, yo, what the fuck? Prime and Feastables? Two unhealthy ass articles of food, and you expect to shove it in a child's stomach at 10 a.m. in the morning on their lunch break? Like, that's gonna fuck the kids' stomachs up. But have you ever seen Lunchable? Lunchables, those weren't healthy either. But let's read on. God damn, why is it so zoomed in? Since releasing Prime Hydration back in 2021, Logan Paul and KSI have continued during an Instagram live featuring 3 different entrees: nachos, pizza, and turkey stack'ems. What the fuck is a turkey stack'em? So is it gonna be like you got 2 crackers and you take a piece of turkey and you put it in between the crackers? Like, fuck you mean a turkey stack'em? Like, what? The product features a mini-sized Feastable chocolate bar and a bottle of Prime Hydration. I imagine it's gonna be shrunk down, because unless I have one in my bottle collection, because I do collect those bottles. Yeah, I do. So like, imagine trying to stick this bitch in a kid's lunchbox. Like, bro, if that is the case, I don't know if y'all understand how heavily and highly marketed and how effective the marketing for Prime is to children. But if I was a teacher, I would just like, I will fall down to my knees like the law cane. Because like, bro, all these kids gonna be hocked up on Prime energy drink. Oh God. And then on top of that, all of us internet babies, we already got ADHD. So you add in a room full of kids with ADHD, you add in a whole big ass bottle of juice to that. I hope it shrunk down bottles, bro. Because Capri Suns weren't that sugary. Nigga, Prime is that sugary. Prime is partially supposed to be an energy sports drink. I think people forget that with how much is marketed to kids, but partially it's supposed to be an energy sports drink. Mr. B said in a statement that the goal of Lunchly is to change what lunchtime looks like. All right, nigga. Our end game has always been to not only provide high quality products. Okay. Sure, bud. And I haven't seen yet one good review of that fucking restaurant that you opened. And everybody who I've seen who's tried Feastables, especially that fucking Keith Lee review, said, it's mid out of 10. Shoulder shrug. they're way too expensive for what they are, but also healthier alternatives. All right, this is where me, QaptainSlander, the professional cap caller, kicks in. Cause the cap caller kick in. I'm gonna have to call that. What the fuck you mean you're trying to provide healthier alternatives to Lunchables when you got this sugary ass prime drink and a whole fucking chocolate bar in your lunchtime joint? Like, that's just as unhealthy, if not more, than a Lunchable. PR speak is not on point. Cause the thing about PR speak is you have to find a way to stretch the truth with statements that you can easily push off and cover your ass with. You can't cover your ass with a statement like this, because I don't even have to buy the Lunchable. I could take a picture of the nutrition facts on Lunchables, look at the ingredients, and take a picture of the nutrition facts for Lunchly, look at the ingredients, and see if it's more healthy. And just going off the eye test, the common sense test, you got this big ass chocolate bar and this fat ass bottle, this girthy ass bottle of prime in there. Shit's not healthier. It's been dominated by Lunchables since we were kids ourselves, and it's time to provide a better option for those looking for a convenient, healthier choice. This is a fact. Co-founder KSI added, "We're here to shake up the lunch grab and go market with Lunchly. It's time for a new exciting options." Okay. Comes in 3 variations. They already said that. Shit is reading like an ad. Here's what comes with each Lunchly box. All right, guys. Let's see what they got on the menu for the Lunchables. Let's see what the kiddos and probably niggas like me that's gonna buy it for giggles and shits. Let's see what we gonna be fucking up our stomach with. Fiesta nachos, strawberry banana. All right, you already fucked up with strawberry and banana, but let's just keep reading. Strawberry banana prime hydration and milk chocolate feastables. What? So you're giving me nachos and I'm mixing it with a chocolate bar and strawberry. Yeah, that's insulting, my nigga. I'd rather drink mustard. That don't sound like a good combo. The pizza, cherry freeze prime hydration and milk crunch feastables. I don't know what the hell is the difference between milk chocolate and crunch. Maybe milk crunch is when they put the rice in it, because those rice chocolate bars do be bussin'. And milk crunch feastables, turkey stackums, ice pop prime, that flavor is bussin'. The cherry freeze and ice pop prime flavors, I've had them just to like talk about them on my Instagram, just as like a funny thing, and they do taste bussin'. Also, by the way, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all that. Anyways, ice pop prime hydration and milk chocolate feastables. 2 of them are for milk chocolate. I think there should be more variety, and what I think you should do is you should have it where each of these variations have, actually, no, that's too complicated. I was gonna say each of these variations have like a version where it's the nachos with strawberry banana, one with nachos, one with strawberry banana, one with cherry freeze, and then one with ice pop, right? So each of them, like, so you could pick which drink you want, but that might be asking for too much. Where to buy it? At a grocery store, nigga. On to another topic. This one is a bit, wait, hold up. I might want to put this, okay, no. I'll put this towards the end. All right. Another thing I wanted to say is this is a video that is just more so a knock at fucking GameStop. Let's get the music out. Oh wait, nope. Y'all gotta give me a second. Hold on. Let me get on my GameStop K shit. Give me 1 second. All right. Are you fucking kidding me? There we go. Go back, mood. All right. Hold on. This not gonna be his whole own video, but real quick, let's cop it up for GameStop, guys. Your fucking company is so damn dumb. I've seen people in other cities say the same thing about this. Nobody can find a fucking copy of Space Marines 2 anywhere in any city. This game is so popular that the majority of the people who pre-ordered the game, or the majority of the people who want to buy this game physically, cannot buy it. And this game still has articles talking about what are the best weapons, giving out community made tier lists and whatnot on websites about this damn game that nobody can play. GameStop. Why is it that GameStop, the store that sell games, doesn't have any games? You're like a Wii U, nigga. You don't, excuse me. GameStop is basically the Wii U at this point. It has no goddamn games. What do you mean? Like, I'm at like I will never stop saying this. Think about how crazy this is. GameStop is a store for gamers that gamers hate. That's like going to a chicken spot and that's like making a chicken spot, right? And everybody that goes to your chicken spot says, yeah, I hate the chicken from this chicken spot. So what the fuck are you doing here? Imagine you went to Popeyes and they had trash chicken. Why am I at Popeyes then? What am I gonna do? Get a salad? Nigga, I might as well go to a local deli. Why would you want a Popeyes salad? If Popeyes even got salad, if Popeyes ever come out with a salad, I'm not eating it. But that's my short little rant. I just wanted to bring that up to make a point about how much I fucking hate GameStop. I'm gonna mostly read that offline. Please tell me the Gaming Bolt article actually fucking loads this time. There we go. This one I just wanted to more so bring up. Astrobot was the #2 best-selling game in the US in its launch week. And you know why that is? Because Astrobot is a 10 out of 10 game. 10 out of 10 game. And what do they specify? NBA 2K25 was the only game, yeah, because that's a different audience, was the only game to sell higher than Sony and Team Asobi's widely acclaimed platform in the United States across, okay, where? They'll usually talk about weeklies, but wanted to add some context to the UK reporting from last week. Across both physical and digital, Astrobot ranked second in unit sales in the US WE September 7th, behind only NBA 2K25. And the Astrobot DualSense was the week's best-selling accessory. Solid week one. Now, for those of you that don't understand, what he's trying to say, basically, in the gaming community, Astrobot went platinum. Let me see if my clap it up button works. It did not. Basically, in the gaming community, Astrobot went double, triple, quadruple platinum. Think of Astrobot as like, let's say Beyonce dropped, I don't know, what was her latest album? Let's say Beyonce dropped Lemonade as her first album ever, and it went quadruple, quintuple platinum with no market run, no promotion. She didn't make a single TikTok about it, none of that. She just dropped Lemonade and niggas went crazy over it. That's basically what Astrobot did. With no real promotion, they went crazy. Now, it had promotion, but it wasn't crazy, but it was better than fucking Concord. Anyway, I won't stop saying it. Concord was killed. Concord did not die. Another piece of news. Now, if you haven't heard about the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, basically the re-release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. First off, a piece of information I found out, the physical version of this does not come out till November. And I, as well as many of my FGC buddies, we are not buying this shit until it comes out on physical. Because the main reason why we're excited about this is because the last couple times they re-released this game, it was digital and they started pulling it off of people's accounts and borderline pulling it off of people's consoles. So the reason why we're excited, the FGC basically is excited about this game, is because it released physically, but it doesn't release physically until November. So keep that in mind if you're waiting to buy this collection, because I know I damn sure am. But here's another reason you should be glad you didn't buy this fucking collection early. Fans of these games are overjoyed to have them back. We are, when they aren't being plagued by technical issues such as a certain legendary fighting game player. Let's read on a bit. Last week, Capcom released this compilation of retro arcade games to massive acclaim. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics features 7 legend. Okay, whatever, nigga. For years, fans of these fighting games have found ways around Capcom's, basically, because that's hard for me to pronounce. Basically, Capcom ain't want to put this game on no modern console, so we've been crying for a port, and we finally got one. Capcom finally listened. Services like Fightcade have existed for a long time now, allowing players who legally acquired the ROM files of these older games to play them with others online. No, it wasn't, because then the PS2 version would be standardized, and most niggas play the arcade version. Especially with the support of personalities in the fighting game community like Maximilian Dude. With fighting games bigger than ever, nigga, you're just talking. Where's the part I'm here to hear about? Continue reading. Alright, the collection is more than just a few simple ports. All of the games feature online matchmaking, with some platforms faring better than others in that regard. They're basically talking about Nintendo Online. Feature quality of life adjustments like one-button supers for beginners. Unfortunately, one-button supers have not spared players online from being haunted by Justin Wong. Basically, you niggas still suffered from a skill issue. When y'all was playing Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day, I'm not talking about to the FGC niggas. I'm talking about the niggas like me who just casually played it, maybe in an arcade, or maybe on like in a physical arcade, or maybe on Xbox 360 arcade. When it was just you and your friends playing, and y'all was doing those so-ass one-hit combos and cheesing each other with Capcom characters, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know much about Marvel vs. Capcom, basically all of the good characters in that game, more or less, are Marvel characters, and damn near all the Capcom characters in that game suck. So you was using Ryu and cheesing out 3 characters, just pressing Hadouken and jab over and over on your little brother on the Xbox 360 arcade? Yeah. Now competitive niggas that actually play this game, that actually have real life 1,000+ hours on this game, before hours were being counted, the people that really spent years learning how to play this game, yeah, them niggas are here to fuck you up. Yeah. The competitive niggas, they're here to tear your asshole apart. Let's keep reading though. One of the fighting game community's most prominent competitors, they're talking about Justin Wong, known on the leaderboards as Wazzler. Since the collection was released, the FGC has already begun joking about how the Wazzler is whooping people left and right in pursuit of the #1 ranking online. Over the weekend, he even purchased the Switch version of the collection and has publicly stated his intent to try and get top rank across all versions, which, yeah, is true. Now, the funny part about this is on Steam, some people were giving this game thumbs up and leaving reviews about this game. And I just wanted to read through like a curated collection of these, because these reviews, as somebody who's part of the FGC and actually understands, it's hilarious. So, Hope, with 1.8 hours on record, recommends this game. Posted September 15th. I was really excited to finally play Marvel vs. Capcom, work on decent combos and a team for about an hour. Get matched against the Wazzler. I don't even get to play the game. Yeah, I think I'll stick to playing the Punisher. A co-op game. Oh wait, this is the Iron Man combo. So basically, for those of y'all who don't know, let me see if I can pull up the video. Actually, I can. I know I could pull up the video. It's a legendary video by this mysterious figure that nobody remembers. F-I-N. Nobody remembers the name of this actual legend, but we all remember this legendary video by this legend by the name of DJ Shamplo. And for those of you who aren't versed in Marvel, because I know it's a lot of new people coming in the Marvel vs. Capcom community, this 3-minute and 15-second video from 13 years ago, aka was dropped on June 13th, 2011. This is a classic triple platinum meme in a Marvel vs. Capcom community. You want to learn Oh wait, no, I was about to say it wrong. Yo, you want to learn how to do a fucking infinite? He gonna teach you.
Shit in the motherfucking Marvel.
It is.
Too. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
Yup, he don't. This is the 360 version.
Heavy kick, nigga. And then fucking light punch, medium punch, light kick, heavy punch. Hold diagonal whichever way you fucking going. Fucking motherfucking kick. You can't do it on the ground, motherfucker.
You can't do it on the ground. That shit don't work.
Motherfucker off.
Yup, launcher.
Drop that shit.
Launcher into the infinite. Which, by the way, this infinite works with no reset if you don't fuck it up.
You fuck up the rhythm, the motherfucker combo will drop, motherfucker. Motherfucking cool. You can cancel it out in motherfucking heavy punch ultra, but I ain't gonna.
And then
The motherfucking 59 hits, motherfucker.
no, it doesn't. It drops after 60. It's variable. I'll put it like this. It doesn't exactly always drop after 59 hits, but it's variable. The most I've seen somebody get out of it was 66 hits, but sometimes it's 59. 59 is guaranteed. No, 58 I think is guaranteed, and the highest I've seen is 66. But after about like 58, after about 56, you can just use your fucking super and just bash really well and get a 0 to death.
Don't hold straight diagonal. After motherfucking 2 to 4 hits, it'll drop just like that.
But y'all get the gist of it. The rest of it is a legitimate tutorial. The rest of it is a legitimate tutorial, but one of the iconic lines besides you want to learn a fucking infinite is light punch, medium kick, medium punch, light kick, heavy punch. And you're just looping that over and over. Finally, I get to turn on... Oh, wait, let me turn the music back on. Finally, I get to turn on that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 I was told I was going to get when I was 7 years old. Dust off your fight sticks and hitboxes. Capcom finally does my boy justice. I have been waiting for a long time for this to drop. The Punisher is here. I'm not too sure about the other games in this collection, though. I mean, I heard they go pretty all right. I thought I brought this for Punisher co-op. It comes with some other random games which seem cool too. Oh yeah, this is one of the things that I always say about people coming into the FGC. A lot of people coming into the FGC and stuff like that always say run an emulator. As somebody who is good with emulators, I have problems with Fightcade all the fucking time too. And even when I went to Defender North 2024, niggas, they were having problems with Fightcade. If they are professionals at dealing with Fightcade and they primarily use Fightcade and Fightcade even gives them trouble, that means it's not that everybody sucks at dealing with Fightcade and emulators. Fightcade fucking sucks. Cause it's a bitch and a half to get Fightcade working and a bitch and a half to keep it working because it'll just randomly break. But yeah, like I said, I'll be honest, I was never able to get Fightcade working, which is a fucking Fendi fact. Buying every console copy, not going to fall victim to delisting ever again. That's another thing. It's great that I saw this. That's another thing that can I left and right this? No. That's another thing that I was saying earlier before I ever read these. I just scrolled through the article to see is there Steam reviews. Then I was like, okay. I closed my eyes, I saved it, and then I pressed back out to find my other articles for today to talk about. The last couple of times this game was put up for sale, because of licensing issues and rights issues, it was delisted. There was no way to buy Marvel vs. Capcom legally, digitally. That's why I'm saying most of the people in the FGC, we will not be buying this shit digitally, besides like the Justin Wongs and the Maximilian dudes, because they make money off of making videos about it. They'll probably buy it physically later when it comes out in November. But people of the FGC, we're not buying this shit till it comes out physically because of this reason right here. Buying every console copy, not going to fall to delisting again. Definitely won't. I'm definitely making sure that, sad as it is, I'm gonna buy the Nintendo version. So if anything, I legally have the right to play it on Yuzu so that I can emulate it and use whatever the fuck kind of controller I want, because I'm not finna play that shit on GCC or with Nintendo Switch controllers, and finding a Nintendo Switch fighting controller that isn't designed for Smash is just, It's like trying to find a wired PS5 controller right now. You think I'm bullshitting? Look it up. It's really hard to find a wired PS5 controller, if it even exists. Love the game, but I'm leaving some feedback so they notice the issues. The customization for keyboards is pretty bad. I can't assign specific actions to certain keys, like a one button special, and the default setup doesn't work well. On top of that, my controller isn't working in this version. It keeps resetting the button layout. Hopefully they'll fix these issues. If not, I might end up refunding the game, which I hope is something that they fix, because I'm not buying this shit on PC. I'm buying it on console because I'm buying it physical. I've never felt so bad at a fighting game before. Great times. Yeah, because Marvel vs. Capcom came out in the year 2000. There are no updates and no patches for this bitch. Any tutorial for Marvel vs. Capcom that was dropped in 2010 and 2001 and 2021, all that advice still applies now. At long last, 3 years after, free MVC2. It has been freed, as well as all its brethren. We did it. Let's go for a ride. I'm gonna take you on a ride. Capcom, I do not thank you for much, but thank the Cap gods that you released it. I used to pray for times like this. To rhyme like this. Let's see if we got any more funny ones. Okay, it's a lot here. I don't feel like reading through the rest of those, but yeah. Reviews have come in, and this shit is great. This shit is a great release out of 10. This new